out. They like juice, you got this. I remember they was hating, they said I should drop this. Now I'm up a couple million, I'm the trending.
Alright, hello and welcome in, y'all. Today's video will actually be a summoning technique, summoning jutsu, summoning an animal ranked tier list. I've been meaning to do this for a while since we've had all those new releases as of late 2024 with a lot of new summoning animals that we can now utilize within Shinobi Striker. I did find it, rather necessary to make a whole tier list on this. But we do also have other summoning techniques, other summoning jutsu. So if you are a little bit confused, I would classify these all as summoning techniques, and so they've been tossed into this list for that reason. Before we also proceed, I would like to say, if you do enjoy, different type of content, maybe like this, please like and subscribe, comment, please. I do enjoy every little interaction that we might have. So without further ado, let's get started. We'll actually skip over the summoning animals that we recently got within the game, and we'll go straight for all the other jutsu before we get into the animals, because I do have a big discussion with these animals. So we're actually going to go with the bring down the house jutsu first. I want to toss this into A automatically. I am a defense main. Let me put that out there. I do utilize this in a lot of my defense builds. While it's not the most flashy ultimate, I think it does stand out, especially when you can literally like KO a whole lot of folks with it. It does stand out. People will probably be on your head about it, especially if you hit them with a toad that takes forever to land from the sky. It has received a lot of buffs as of I think last year and the year before, so it is pretty good. You do have to kind of set it up still to make sure it hits, but it is pretty good overall. We do have summoning blade dance. Yes, this is a summoning technique with that whole weasel. In its debut, it was one of the greatest techniques you could find on range, but we do have a lot of other range techniques now that are really good. However, it is still pretty good. It's not in its prime anymore. However, it is still functional. It still gets the job done, but I would like to place this in B because it was nerfed. Otherwise, it'd be in A. It does nerf your enemies when you do hit them with it, slow them down. There is a negate to healing effects, I do believe, as well. So that's also one of the nerfs it does apply to their target. Next up, we do have Chikashoto. I was not a player during its debut, but it is good. It has been good. It will forever be good. It does give buffs. It does allow you to be invisible. I would place it into A. However, the invisibility is not so much that great. I don't know if it's on every platform, but I can see someone that's using Chikashoto based off a little, I don't know if it's like a reflection or whatever, but I can see them. They're just not targetable. You can't lock onto them, but you can definitely hit them with a jutsu still or any attack. And so it's going to be a B for me. It's going to be like a low mid-ish type of B. I don't know about this one, but I'm just tossing it a C. I've used this probably once or twice and never use it again. I absolutely hate it. I don't know if I just am terrible with it, but I'm probably not going to use it again. Please, if someone does have a proper video on how to use it, please show me how to use this summoning Enra ultimate to the best of your ability. Please make it flashy, because I mean, maybe you might change my opinion on it, but I'll leave it in C for now. We do have the Ghetto Statue ultimate. I'm tossing that automatically into A. I love it. While you do end up one shot after utilizing this technique, that initial activation of technique stuns a lot of people right in front of you, stuns people around you. They're gonna get stunned and you're gonna pound them, really. Like, you're gonna one-shot them. People don't survive that technique. You'll be on one-shot, but if you have, let's say you're on a team game mode, you're gonna get heals, you're gonna survive. But if you are in the pits, like where I actually use it, I like to use it in the pits sometimes, I'm gonna be one-shot, but that's totally fine. I'm getting a lot of points off of it because I'm probably gonna kill a few others before I die. So I'm gonna toss it in the S. It's one-shotable. So there it goes. We do have the summoning reanimation jutsu, which is also one shot basically, I do believe, unless there's other circumstances around it, but should be one shotable. However, I would say it doesn't have the greatest tracking. It does have decent tracking, but not the greatest. Maybe you can set it up to make sure it does get the kill. but it doesn't have a higher potential to get multiple kills like the Ghetto statue, but it is very possible. So I would say it's gonna go into S, but below Ghetto statue. Now we're getting into the other types of summonings. The initial summonings that we did have were summoning some animals, but it wasn't in its own separate keybind. So it is classed as a jutsu per se. We do have the summoning salamander. I love that it does poison folks, but it doesn't move. It's not really that special. You have to kind of play around the radius of the salamander to actually get the benefits of it. However, that's all it does. It's not really the greatest. Yes, you can play it on certain modes, but again, it doesn't really move, and it doesn't give you any buffs or your team any buffs per se. All right, next up we do have the summoning slug. While it does not move either, it does give a lot of buffs and nerfs. So it buffs your team, buffs you, it nerfs the enemy team. Again, this is a situational one though, so it is mostly played on base and flag. However, you can play it on a little bit of combat if you would like to. However, it is a little bit more functional than most of the ones that stay place. All right, we're gonna go for the snake now. I'm gonna straight up toss that in the sea. It just attacks you. I think it might attack more than the salamander. However, I'm still gonna toss it. They're in the same boat really. They don't move, they don't do much, they don't give buffs, they just do a little attack and that's it. It's not that great, and again, they have to be really close to the animal in order for it to, you know, count and be worthy. So they're gonna be low C. All right, so we do have the summoning toad. This is actually my favorite summoning out of the jutsu, I would say. Again, I am a defense main, so I'm gonna probably use this. I have used this in a few of my jutsu, my recent build videos, especially with defense. So I mean, you probably would see this a few times on my channel here and there. Absolutely love it. While it doesn't give you any buffs, it does attack at a bit of a range, so it's gonna spit those water bullets to. Does it seal your enemies jutsu? I think it does. I think it does seal your enemies jutsus, but even so, it still attacks from a range, so I think that's very helpful whenever you're fighting enemies, especially if you can isolate them, or if you're in a team game mode. That's like having a fifth team member to then attack and help you get those KOs quickly. So that's gonna be a high B for me. Now we get to the summoning animals, and we're gonna start with the hounds. The hounds, I'm actually tossing this straight up into B. I'm just gonna toss it above this. I don't know if I would say it's really above it per se, but it's definitely gonna be into B. Mainly because it just gives you a bit of movement. And we're actually gonna see them. They're all like healer types, because I think most of the player base plays with a healer type, Hound, Hawk, and Toads. But you can switch it up to be a little spicy, whether you want to do an attack boost, you want to get your supply back faster. I would say, regardless, this does sit well into B category. It doesn't give anything special besides the movement, and if you are running like the heals, you will get heals while you're moving around with it. However, you can still be knocked off of the animal, so that is a downside of this one in particular. Next up, we're actually going to go with the summoning. Oh my god. Alright, sorry about that, but I did have an ad right there. I'm just gonna mute it while we just wait. La-di-da-di-da. How y'all doing? While we have that little intermission, how are y'all doing? You know, Happy New Year to those that are watching this video, first video for them of the year from my channel. How y'all doing? Happy New Year. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope you have an amazing year. I'm gonna be doing a whole lot this year, so you know, stick around. Please subscribe. Please like it up as much as you can. I'll be here for the long haul. All right. All right. So we did have the Hound rated there. Now we're on to the summoning toad. Y'all are probably gonna be upset with this one, but I'm straight up putting this into A. Why would I put the toad in A, when it might be a little bit slower, it's not the greatest with movement compared to the Hound. Have y'all seen the super armor that the Toad would give you? Oh, you notice it, huh? Yeah, you get that super armor. You're not going to be knocked off that Toad unless it's in your initial summoning of the technique, your initial animation. You're not going to be knocked off that Toad. Maybe there are special cases where you can be knocked off, but it's very rare for you to be knocked off of that Toad. You're going to just keep hopping around on that Toad, right? As well as that, if you want to make a comparison between the Toad and the Hound, again, the Toad has an after attack once you get off the Toad. The Hound does not. They've been getting better at the summonings, I think. I would like to believe they're getting better with the summoning animals, and they're making each one better than the other one. In some instances, I'll say some instances because the next one will be a little bit surprising as well. But the Hound does not do much more than just give you a ride around the map and heal you or give you that strength boost. The Toad, you get an actual attack after, which I mean, isn't always the greatest with hitting. It doesn't have the best tracking right after, but it can work. You can make it work. And so I'm gonna place that in A above the Hound. The Hound obviously is in B rank, but the Toad is slightly above it in A rank. You know, just breaking over to the A category. And lastly, we do have our Hawk. I'm just gonna let y'all think. Where do y'all think I will be placing this one? I'm gonna give y'all like 5 seconds. Alright, if you answered A, you are correct, because I do believe that is the best summoning that we did get with the summoning animals as of 2024. Hopefully we do get some other ones, but we'll talk about that a little bit later before we end the video. But I will say with the Hawk, it does have superior movement above all the others in this case. You're gonna get superior movement. You're gonna make it across that map really fast. You're gonna get an after attack just like the Toad. You're gonna get that heal buff. You're gonna get, you know, whatever the case may be. But also with that attack after, it's very likely you'll be able to actually hit that attack. Like, those attacks are actually on point. It's annoying when you have a Hawk coming right at you. You either have to have some defensive jutsu, some high speed jutsu, just to avoid it. Yes, you can be knocked off, but more times than often you're in the air where hardly anyone can get to you unless they have some bit of tracking ability that gets them up to your level, or you're pretty bad with movement on the Hawk. Let's be honest. More times than not, you're gonna be in the air. You're going to be able to get your heals. You're going to get the full benefits of your summoning animal. And then you're going to send it down to strike on your enemies. You can get out of sticky situations quickly with the Hawk versus the dog. The Toad, you don't really have to get out of situations so much so, because it does give you that super armor, so you're not going to be knocked off. But if they are doing massive amounts of damage, it might be greater than the heal benefits that you're getting, so you might die. But with the Hawk, as long as you're not being struck, and you're not going to get knocked off, I think you're pretty fine with surviving with the Hawk. And I do believe this to put this above all the other summoning animals. Now, that does conclude the tearing, or I don't even know if that's even right to say, but the ranking of the summoning jutsus within this era of Shinobi Striker, early 2025. I would like to see this change a little bit later on into the year. Maybe we get more summoning animals. Maybe we get more summoning jutsus. I do have a video that I have in mind. I've been working on it. I'm not sure when it'll be posted. However, I do feel with more summoning techniques, more summoning animals, more summoning jutsu, I can definitely get a lot more diversity in this. I could probably get some in D. I could probably get some at C. All the ranks. I hope to see more up in the A or S class, just because I want to see some amazing summoning techniques. I don't want to speak too much on it because I have some ideas that I do want to bring forth in another video. So without further ado, we'll call it there. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being patient. Thank y'all if you did comment, thank y'all if y'all liked the video. Thank y'all if y'all subscribed. Thank you if you just watched this video. Because every interaction matters here on this channel. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great one. Peace out.